Hey friends, I'm back in the studio this afternoon and wanted to share a few more things with you on the subject of cell phones and security of cell phones and how cell phones can be beneficial and detrimental to you in litigation matters. So that being said, there's also going to be some bonus content, bonus tips and tricks at the end of this video series, which will be a short one. And again, I want to thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. And I hope that you find the messages that I put on social media to be positive, uplifting, and informational, because that's how they're intended to be. And if you have any questions or what have you, or want to leave a comment below, I'll reply to it in a subsequent message or a direct message to you. Thanks again. So things to know about cell phones is that a cell phone, especially if it's been used by that particular individual for a number of years, can reconstruct your travels, your life, your web and social media presence over the course of years. And that can be done through the data that's on the phone, that we are all allowing these phones for convenience and for connectedness to really have a lot of access to. Well, there's no other way to put it. We are really allowing these phones to have an unprecedented amount of access to our lives. And the wallet feature in most of these phones allows us to not even carry credit cards or debit cards anymore. We're able to pay people transactions through Facebook across state lines, through PayPal, pay vendors, what have you, buy tickets, and all these conveniences are great, but they come at a cost. That cost is your privacy. Your privacy is certainly a whole lot more invaded on willingly, because it's through those data collection efforts by those individual apps, Waze, Google Maps, Apple Maps, any number of GPS tracking devices, that your driving habits, driving locations, and other things are tracked. And that is can be absolutely to the benefit of an individual in a litigation matter, but it's also kind of frightening, because it can absolutely reconstruct what and where and how someone has committed a crime, or in some cases was not anywhere near where that crime occurred. But it's still a scary thing to think that there's information gathering technology, $1 billion industry, maybe even higher than that, $1 trillion industry more likely than not, and we're all voluntarily carrying it around in our pocket. And every time we ask if it can track our location, that data is being stored on a phone, and then that phone can later be used to reconstruct your whereabouts, what you did, where you spent money, who you've been communicating with, where you've been, where you're going, and where were you over the course of years and years, and who you've been communicating with over the course of possibly years. It really depends on how much data is on a phone, how long you have a phone, whether that phone gets cleaned up from time to time. And while they don't have unlimited memory storage like a computer, not that computers have unlimited, but computer hard drives forensically can really give a picture of a client, a person involved in litigation, whether that criminal or civil litigation. It can give years and years and years worth of data, and even data that's been removed from and extrapolated on computers that individual had maybe even up to a decade before that, because there's little signatures that are left in data. We call that metadata, and that's transmitted and transferred. So if you had a computer in 2005 and you did some work on it, and you put some of that work on a computer you bought in 2019, that metadata will be there. It'll be there, it'll be able to be found. And those are the kinds of things that can be beneficial to a person or detrimental to a person. It depends on how that litigation is framed out, what is going on in it, and whether or not that either the government or the state of Texas is doing a forensic recovery of a computer, or your defense attorney, whether that be or in another situation where an attorney is asserting affirmative claims for that client's relief and need to reconstruct the creation of documents such to exonerate that individual, or reconstruct whereabouts, travel, communication such to exonerate that individual. It's a costly and frightening process.